Championship points leader Damien Faulkner starting the second Euro FPA race from pole position. Robbie Kerr alongside him. Race 1 winner Bruce Giuani and Derek Hayes on row 2. Justin Keane and Richard Lyons on row 3. And Faulkner, who led the opening race but then spun it away, has to make a good start here. And there's collision behind. All three Team Brask entries make contact with each other. And out right at the start goes Alan Simonson. Well, a bad start for the pole position man. Irish driver Damien Faulkner does not even get the lead from the rolling start into the first corner. Somebody else going off on the outside. I think that may have been Paul Edwards, the number 6 machine. But I think Jackie van der Ende and Alan Simonson both out of the race. It was Paul Edwards, the American, who's also out as well. So we've lost 3 starters at the first corner, just as we did in race 1. Robbie Kerr from the outside front row position leads from Damien Faulkner. Faulkner going for it down the inside. Derek Hayes in 3rd place. Race 1 winner Bruce Giuani in 5th spot now. My goodness me, there's a real jumble up further down the field, courtesy of that 3-car collision there. But at the moment, Damien Faulkner must do something really to get ahead of Robbie Kerr. Let's have a look again at the restart. Watch the yellow cars right at the top of the screen. So first 4 or 5 rows get away nicely. Contact there. Well, that was Alan Simonson hitting the tail of the number 22 car, who was right ahead of him on the grid, Jesper Karlsson, and Jackie van der Ende, his teammate, also getting hit alongside. And contact again between Damien Faulkner and Robbie Kerr. Kerr giving a symbol of disgust out of the cockpit as Damien Faulkner outbraked himself and Robbie Kerr down the inside at the Vidal chicane. And so leading now is Derek Hayes from Bruce Giuani. Giuani, the winner, of course, of the first race. Yellow flags are out on the straight, no overtaking. There are damaged cars and bits of debris everywhere. It's not, in fact, Faulkner has got back into 2nd place when he rejoined there at the Vidal chicane ahead of Bruce Giuani. So the order: Derek Hayes, Damien Faulkner, Bruce Giuani in 3rd place. And that is getting more and more confused further back. Miku Santavirta trying a move there. There is the 79 car right at the tail of Robbie Kerr. So Derek Hayes takes advantage in this race of kerfuffling between the leaders, just as Bruce Giuani was able to do last time. There is the number 5 machine under pressure, Richard Lyons from Richard Tarling. 2nd place, car number 2, Damien Faulkner, the championship points leader, coming to Germany. Threw away race 1 when he qualified on pole, qualified again on pole for this one. Behind him, Bruce Giuani, the man who took advantage in race 1, taking his first victory in the series. That's really buoyed him up, I'm sure. 3rd on the grid in both races. Good, consistent qualifying from the man who leads the junior championship. And he could yet take a 2nd victory, which would make this a real weekend to remember, even if it wasn't already. Plenty of action further back down the field. 2 Team Brask cars there, well down the order after their earlier incidents. Alan Simonson and Jesper Karlsson. It's Derek Hayes who leads, Faulkner 2nd, Giuani in 3rd place, and there in number 7 is Justin Keane in 4th spot. And just holding on there from the assault from behind of Bruno Besson. Besson almost invisible behind his yellow rear wing, and down the inside of Besson goes the number 5 car of Richard Lyons. Lyons having a good, strong look at the Frenchman. Besson featured very strongly at Spa-Francorchamps as well, right up in the lead group. He's shaking off Richard Lyons. Lyons now under pressure from behind. The rest of the field starting to stretch out a little bit. The black car there, Miku Santavirta. And he's right behind car number 29, Marco Ciocci, the Italian driver. So the Italian leading the Finn in the black machine. And right behind him, I rather fancy that'll be the Dane Jesper Karlsson, the man whose rear end was so rudely assaulted by his teammate Alan Simonson at the start. Simonson, I think, getting on the gas too much and using his turbo boost button, but I think the boost came in too early, caught him out before he managed to weave past his teammate who was directly ahead of him on the grid. And that led to that 3-car Team Brask disaster. Under braking there, the number 9 machine purple car of Paul Parsons trying to pick up a spot. Unable to do so, but an interesting trial the same. A three-way battle here as Santavirta gets caught out. Robbie Kerr goes past the Finn as well. So he loses a bundle of places there on the wrong line going into the chicane. The blue car, number 5, Richard Lyons. The silver and black machine, Christian Hohenadel, right behind him. Lyons making a mistake there, I think selecting the wrong gear as he went down the gearbox. Very dramatic looking puff of smoke as he almost stopped. And Hohenadel, the German driver, able to pick up that spot. Number 3, Judd Copeland, battling with the delightfully purpley pink number 9 machine of Paul Parsons. Parsons getting it wrong going into the Vidal chicane, but somehow, and that often happens, rattling over the curbs and staying ahead because he didn't slow down enough to go round the wiggly bits. Stays out front then in that little battle right down at the tail of the field. Again, this Euro Formula Parma Audi Championship with the identical cars, identical control tyres, providing a great place for drivers to not only learn their trade but also to try and prove themselves against their rivals in equal machinery. And Derek Hayes doing just that this time, leading the race. Started in 4th place, got a good run at the first corner and avoided all the problems. Now leading very comfortably indeed. Finished in 6th place in the first race at the Nurburgring and looking to top his weekend with victory here. Still Parsons holding off Copeland. Just outside the top 12 positions. Watching his mirrors very closely. Just squirreling under braking, showing how hard they're pushing. Derek Hayes though, with no trouble from behind, driving on to victory, takes the checkered flag in round 12 of the series at the Nurburgring, and that will do his championship challenge no end of good. Moves up into 4th place in points as a result of that. Bruce Giovanni taking a fine 2nd place, and for championship leader Faulkner, a disastrous weekend.